Killbug is the type of game that will make your hands hurt, in a good way. Developed by Samurai Punk, a Melbourne-based studio who you might know from their previous efforts, Screen Cheat and Justice Sucks, Killbug is a relentless arena movement shooter where you play as a grasshopper taking on an endless swarm of insects, with the goals being to survive as long as possible and get the highest score. Sold for only $7, Killbug is very much a short arcade experience. It features only one map, 2 weapons, a handful of mechanics, and a very competitive online leaderboard. I wouldn't blame you for assuming this one doesn't bring much to the table. However, in this review, I'm going to show you how Killbug does a whole lot with very little, and why I haven't been able to stop playing it. But before we dash in, I want to say a huge thanks to developer Samurai Punk for providing the review code. Alrighty, let's begin. As mentioned, Killbug is an endless arena shooter that I would describe as a melding of Boomerang X, Ultrakill, and Devil Daggers. It all starts out calm and quiet, your initial attackers being pushed over ladybugs and menacing bees. But then things get crowded with hungry centipedes on the prowl and gangs of fireflies kamikazing you. The more bugs you kill, the more take their place, with your progress marked by bigger, more deadly foes entering the arena. Before you know it, you're running for your life from a pulsating mob of death, the floor and walls wriggling with life and volleys of stingers and pellets filling the air. And then, the horde takes you, and you are greeted with your pitiful ranking on the leaderboards and a strong urge to hit retry. Your heroic grasshopper is only capable of a handful of mechanics. Next to basic shooting and jumping, there's wall running and a dash. You might assume such a measly mechanical arsenal is limiting. You would be incorrect, because what makes Killbug work is all the ways these mechanics can be used. Wall running is excellent, attaching and detaching from surfaces is effortless, and the game is pretty forgiving in terms of maintaining your momentum and allowing you to jump climb up single walls, which believe me is a mercy you'll appreciate. And the arena design gives the player a lot of options for slick defensive movement, like these towering spikes you can hop off, making me feel like I'm in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Wall running will become second nature to players quickly, which is good, because this is a game where the floor will become your most vicious enemy. Shooting is powerful and satisfying, although might take a tad bit to get used to. Your sole firearm is a hunky SMG that blasts out a choppy flurry of projectile bullets, with a kickback that can make your bullets trend upwards, something you'll have to account for. At medium to close ranges, it's a beast, but it isn't great at a distance, which is a wise balance, as being accurate at a distance runs the risk of making things too easy. And frankly, this game is at its best in close quarters. I'd say it's precise enough to be fun, but sporadic and inaccurate enough to keep things interesting. What's awesome though is that this gun's kickback is actually a useful tool. Firing in the air will actually keep you airborne longer, as the kickback slows your fall, giving you more control as you rain Extermination down on the buggos. And it can also push you backwards while airborne if you're trying to make an offensive escape. The dash mechanic, however, is easily the most important. Obviously, the dash can be used for defense, letting you dodge attacks quickly, and it gives a welcome boost for airborne traversal. But the dash also serves as your melee attack, with your grasshopper slashing his blade simultaneously, a quick cooldown following for balance. You can also use it to deflect enemy projectiles back at them, which is immensely valuable. Oh, but that's not all, not by a long shot. The only way to heal in this game is to dispatch enemies with the melee dash, with each bug restoring differing amounts of health. Melee also reloads your gun. But the dopest trick is if you dash slash the ground and jump at the same time, you'll be boosted into the air and charge up one of your bullets, giving it the accuracy and power to take out a menacing bug in one shot. Now, the thing I want to get across here is look at how the dev is taking this modest set of mechanics and finding multiple ways to use them, and more importantly, ways that are intuitive to the player. A player is naturally going to try to slash pellets to deflect them. A player is naturally going to shoot downwards while airborne, or jump on top of the bugs to see if they can damage them. Even the special shot is something that will be discovered naturally because at some point you're going to jump slash the ground. It gives the combat some unexpected depth and is a beautiful example of design iteration. Everything here has a purpose and feels good to use, and the result are mechanics that become instinctual, allowing for a fast, hard-hitting yet smooth combat flow that is easy for players to lose themselves in. And that right there, that is the golden nugget of these types of shooters, of many action games in general, but especially arena shooters. Full immersion into the experience, decisions and actions happening instinctually with the mechanics facilitating them with little friction, as if they were an extension of yourself. It's gameplay at the speed of thought. That is the thing I hunt for in these types of shooters. It's there in Doom Eternal, it's there in Ultrakill, it's there in Turbo Overkill, and it's certainly here in Killbug. Also, we gotta stop using kill in the titles of these games, it's getting comical. Of course, the mechanics can only shine if the enemies bring the challenge, and enemy design is simple and smart, with each bug having a distinct attack pattern and aspects that the player can counter and take advantage of. Like fireflies, which explode when shot but can be slashed and launched like a grenade, or the intimidating spiders that can be handled by destroying their eggs before they hatch, not to mention the giant pulsating hives, which are tanky and dump hazardous toxic goo. Their projectiles can be deflected right back at them, and let's just say they're weak to top-down attacks. Centipedes are one of the more fascinating foes. They can only be killed by destroying every piece of their body. However, with every piece you destroy, the centipede gets faster and faster, with their lone heads being one of the biggest threats. What's cool though is the centipede's long bodies also make them one of the best bugs to slash for healing, often able to restore most of your health bar. But taking out the body in one go means that head is going to be all up in your business, and you have to be ready. Like I said, it's simple but smart enemy design with some risk-reward mentality, and I was pleasantly surprised and horrified by the new bug types that would spawn in as I progressed. Visually, Killbug is going for a late 90s retro look. Simple geometry, crunchy textures, lots of aliasing. While it does push my nostalgia buttons, aesthetically the game doesn't do much for me. I mean, the insect models are clean and animate well, and your weapon and blade models look good and polished. The environment just feels a little basic to me. The developer has gone out of their way to give it some nice lighting and ambiance, but I just wish it had a stronger sense of personality and atmosphere. That all being said, while I'm not blown away by the art, where the visuals excel is supporting the gameplay, which some would argue is more important than looking pretty. All bugs have a distinct color that naturally contrasts with the green shaded arena, making them easy to spot and tell apart. And hazards like white projectiles and purple toxic snail trails contrast heavily with the environment as well, also making them easy to see. A lot of the bugs tend to get this blurry, blackish graphic around them that looks a little funky, but at the same time is a reliable tell for an attack. This effect is also there for when they spawn in. And as I'm sure you've noticed, the borders of your screen will pop up a red wiggly graphic to indicate danger in that direction, which is good because these bugs definitely make noises, but often not loud enough to detect them. Much like the gameplay, every piece here in the visual design serves a purpose and helps the player get into that combat flow. The only things I have left to say is on the technical side, the game performs smoother than Maggot Skin. Yes, that is a compliment. And the game's sole musical track is a solid jam with some Australian flavor to it. That builds nicely with the action. Sound effects leave little to complain about too. Perhaps the bugs could have been mixed a little louder. Nitpick though. Now, while I have been gushing about how much I enjoy this small experience and appreciate the depth that's been wrung out of this small set of mechanics, at the same time I can't help but think, how is this not a bigger game? Don't get it twisted, I'm in no way criticizing Killbug for not having more. This is a tight $7 package that you're gonna get a lot of fun out of. But because I like this game so much, all I want is more of it. Of course, more maps, weapons, and enemies would be great, but honestly, this gameplay is strong enough to sustain a single-player campaign experience. Perhaps it wouldn't be all that different from Boomerang X's, which is a series of ever-evolving combat arenas with obstacle courses to break it up. Hell, the bug theme alone lends itself to a lot of potential levels. You could have maps set in backyards, greenhouses, dumps, playgrounds, forests, deserts, restaurant kitchens, dirty apartments. Perhaps since this game was developed in Australia, there could be maps in the outback, or the dumpsters of the Sydney Opera House, or I don't know, G-Man's basement? Shit, make him a boss. Give him a special weapon called the Fly Schwatter. All jokes aside, whatever vision the developer has for this game, I respect. I'm just here to say if there's even a tiny question in their brains of, I wonder if we could do more with this, I'm here to say, yes, you can, you should, and I would buy that game in a heartbeat. Killbug is an unexpected treat, and one of the most mechanically elegant shooters I've played this year. It's easy to play, hard to master, addictive as hell, and so much fun. If you love fast-paced, movement-heavy arena shooters, then this is a must-buy. Seriously, I cannot recommend this enough, and the $7 price tag is hard to beat. I really hope I see more of Killbug in the future, whether that be additions to this game or an entirely new expanded experience. Crossing my fingers. And that's it for me. What are your thoughts on Killbug? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. If you dug the video, please be sure to subscribe, like, share, and smack that bell. If you want to come say hi, my Discord is linked below, along with my affiliate links. I'm Kirk, and thank you for watching this video. Stay safe out there.